I just drove for Uber Eats in 2026. This is after first signing up for Uber in 2015 and driving on the platform basically every single year. So there's a lot of context. Specifically though, in 2026, the most new app, the newest features, these are 12 expert tips as someone who's driven for Uber Eats for some time. Number 1. Well, brand new for 2026. Yes, there's 2 new ways to earn. There's catering setup pay. I have catering runs. That's kind of been here, right? But Uber will pay you a little bit more to go in and set it up. And then there's digital tasks. So if you don't have an assignment, you're sitting around, you want to kill some time, or you can do this from home. You can upload documents and audio recordings, just your voice, and earn money as well. Here's the thing, honestly, I mean, we're going into February, basically, at the time of filming this, pretty soon here in 2026. I don't think a lot of marketplaces and drivers have seen either of those, catering setup pay or especially digital tasks. So it's new, it's coming. Frankly, I think you might see it in Q2. I don't think a lot of drivers are gonna see it in Q1. I'm in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania for context, but sure, it can help boost your earnings a little bit. If you get the catering run, which typically does pay higher than a regular delivery, you get even more money setting it up, or yes, the marginal, it's going to be marginal, pay from digital tasks. Well, also new for 2026, and we've seen this in 2025 as well, the new Uber driver app is here. So take a look. We got a new home screen. We got basically new everything, just organization and stuff. I mean, does a new layout make it actually easier to drive? They're putting things in front of you more easily, like opportunities, like for bonus pay and stuff. The earnings tab, we're going to talk about some trends here. So yeah, it might be a little bit easier to understand the overall profile and stuff. I like redesigns. I mean, we just saw one from DoorDash as well, but I wouldn't put a ton of weight on the new actual design making you more money. Number 3 though, specifically talking about when you are on the road as an Uber Eats driver. And I've seen this year after year after year. This is after talking with thousands of Uber Eats drivers and gig workers like you, but still I'm one person, so comment down below if you agree with this or not. I feel like Uber Eats sends more add-on offers than basically anyone, and that includes the larger DoorDash platform. They'll send you add-ons when you're on your way to the pickup. They'll send you add-ons when you're already at the restaurant for another order, and they'll queue you up kind of nicely sometimes for your next offer as you're driving to the first customer and making that drop off. So there's literally no wait time because they're queuing up the next assignment already. The only con though, and I haven't really seen a clean version of doing this yet for add-ons, is it can take up the entire screen. So if you're navigating to that pickup or the drop off, here comes an add-on. It says like plus $7, plus $8, whatever it is. Then there goes your navigation. So I don't know if they can make that a little bit cleaner so it doesn't completely block what I was looking at. All you gotta do is just tap on, I think it's the menu, like the 3-line menu, and tap on stop new order requests. I do that quite often, especially if I'm delivering to a place I haven't been to before and I really need to look at that GPS. Number 4, uniquely on Uber Eats. DoorDash does not have this. Grubhub does not have this, and I don't know if you're gonna like it or not. You have to kind of, compete for offers with Trip Radar, where they send an offer like this to multiple couriers at the same time. We don't know how many, but they're sending this to multiple. That's why you have to match on it. And that's deemed if you're like the best courier. That's based on a lot of things, distance to the restaurants, maybe your like ratings and stuff. I don't know. I don't want to have to fight for like this one. It's a $7, I believe it is, McDonald's run. And I want you to hit $1.75 paid up per mile, $20 to $25 plus per hour, and averaging around $7 per offer. Now, if you're in a smaller marketplace, suburban, rural, those numbers are going to come down slightly. But I don't want to have to fight for like, decent offers here. I want it to be sent to me as an exclusive offer. Exclusive is just sent to you. Number 5, and if you got this far, can you like this video? And maybe because this pertains to it, let me know the biggest single tip you've gotten on Uber Eats. And when it comes to tips, also uniquely to Uber Eats, tips are kind of variable on Uber Eats. So the customer can change that tip up to an hour after the delivery. Now, yeah, customers can change the tip on the other platforms as well, but it's a lot easier to do it on Uber Eats. Now, kind of rolling into our next point here, Uber announced tip guarantees. Imagine the customer reduced that tip, and I've had it happen, and I kind of guarantee it's going to happen to you eventually if you've done enough deliveries. Even down to 0, Uber Eats will still pay you for it. They'll just, actually pay it versus the customer. But you have to have this tag that says like guaranteed tip or whatever it is here. And I've heard DoorDash has told me that they also have something similar. I haven't really seen anything in writing or like certainly highlighted on support pages, so I would love to see that. But anyway, for Uber Eats, it's nice to have. Now, let me show you something really quick here. I'm just gonna go into my DoorDash app actually, because I wanna compare something with Uber Eats. I'm gonna go into my Uber Eats app now as well. I'm gonna pull up my ratings. Let's take a look at the ratings here. Now on DoorDash, this is just driving normally. Now I am testing earn by time as well, so maybe I'll leave that video when it's done at least down below to compare earn by time on DoorDash. But right now, I have a 40% acceptance rating on DoorDash. So I've accepted 40% of their offers, and Uber Eats, I'm sitting at, let's see, 9%. Which of these ratings actually matter? We have cancellation rate, acceptance rates, we have your satisfaction rates. These metrics on Uber Eats really only matter for obviously deactivation. If some of these are too low, you can be deactivated, or rewards programs. That 9% acceptance rating, like they might say it's low or something like that, that's completely fine. I mean, I accepted 9 and I declined 91 of my last 100 requests. That's pretty insane. Now, if we look at satisfaction rate though, this is uniquely for Uber Eats. DoorDash doesn't have this. So this is a combination of your ratings from both the merchant and the customer. DoorDash, you have a customer rating, but your merchant rating doesn't go into that. So surprise if you didn't know that, you're rated by these merchants as well. Basically, they're just rating like, did this driver do a good job or a professional job at pickup? So mine, it's 3 thumbs up from the merchant, and then customer 95 thumbs up, 2 thumbs down. Wouldn't really worry about it. A few thumbs down, that's fine. And then number 7, something that is different on Uber Eats versus DoorDash and Grubhub. Well, actually, Grubhub is the same way. It's the closed versus the open marketplace and the different strategies you might want to consider. So Uber Eats, again, if I open my app here, it is an entire one open market. So I can drive anywhere in this service zone. I don't have to schedule shifts. I can just go online, and anywhere where there's service for Uber Eats, I can drive here in Pittsburgh. Now, on DoorDash, it's broken down into smaller sub marketplaces, more of that closed marketplace. So really the strategy on Uber Eats, I guess it would reward a more deeper and wider understanding of your marketplace. So instead of really knowing well, I know this one zone, this is typically where I drive in. If you know even more zones, oh yeah, I know the entire 20-minute radius around this certain points, you have a lot more flexibility. And you can do the same thing with DoorDash, but again, you don't got to worry about switching zones and all of that. Number 8, let's talk about just trends on Uber Eats. They give you a lot of trends, arguably more so than DoorDash, who also gives you some of these trends here. But look at this. There's earnings trends. So they show you maps of different areas of the marketplace. Note, it's only broken down for this here. I mean, again, you can still drive anywhere, but they're breaking it down just visually. Okay, these are different zones that are forecasted to have more demand, higher earnings. So there's that. There's session summaries. So after you drive, they'll show you these charts that say you drove during these times And here's where it fits in with typical demand levels. Like showing you, well, did you really drive during the busiest times? And then kind of that heat map that I showed you on the actual app. So this heat map is showing you more of a granular level on the actual like ground, which areas are busy, same kind of thing. Live demand, forecasted demand, showing these different icons, different colors, darker like red and stuff indicate more busy, and orange and ultimately yellow, like still busy, just not as busy. All of this forecasted data is fine. It's fine, but I never use it. I never go into earnings trends. I glance at my summary screen thing just because like I'm done driving, fine, it's right in front of me. I don't pay attention whatsoever really to heat maps. I think this would help someone who is brand new. It helps someone that's brand new to Uber Eats, but kind of more so brand new to the city for some reason. If you just moved there, yeah, I have no idea what Pittsburgh's like. Let me look at the forecasting. Let me look at heat maps. But ultimately, like, sure, reference it, use it, but use your own experience. They're going to be driving, you know your marketplace. I know what we call power strips, areas that are really dense with opportunities. I know, okay, yeah, Uber Eats says that's pretty busy. Yeah, but I know not everyone loves that restaurant. That one's not really busy. That one takes forever. So I'm gonna go over here, wait over here where I feel like I'll get more orders. Now it's time to look at an order together as an Uber Eats driver. And again, if you got to this point in the video, if you can like the video, consider subscribing and take a look at our new app tool for gig workers right now on iOS. Shiftmates, you can find that in the Apple App Store. So next, I'm looking at this offer right here. And the main thing I want to point out on Uber Eats, there is no numeric visual timer, at least at the time of filming this video, because they're always changing stuff. So that green bar right there, it visually, yes, goes down in about 35 seconds, 30 seconds. It can be less. It could be more based on if it's one request or a stack of multiple requests, but there's no numeric value. So it could be 30 seconds. It could be 25 seconds. Typically, to be fair, it's kind of like the same value, but yeah, you don't see 35, 34, 33, etc. Number 11, focusing on your work hub, it's called. So remember those digital tasks that I talked about at the beginning of this video? If you have digital tasks, it would be here. I don't have it yet at the time of filming this video. Now there are different types of deliveries, shop and deliver, alcohol, and again, you'll see a few other ones listed here. Just know you might need to do certain things to unlock it. Shop and deliver, you would just need your Uber Plus card or whatever it is. It's a prepaid card that you're gonna use to actually pay for those shops. That'll unlock it. And then alcohol, typically there's some kind of like in-app training and then that unlocks for you. And lastly, and pretty importantly, because we're talking about pay here, something that Uber Eats does not have, that Grubhub does not have, a good amount of other gig apps do not have, but DoorDash has this. It's routed delivery. So going to a warehouse, picking up multiple deliveries, and then just being on your way and delivering on that route. So DoorDash has that, warehouses, and it's called DashLink. There is the side hustle platform that's dedicated to this, which is Amazon Flex. They also do grocery, there's that as well, but Amazon Flex and those warehouses. We've had platforms add warehouse delivery routes like Ships. So you go to actually, I believe it is a Target distribution center because Target owns Shipped, same kind of thing. You get a bunch of packages, you deliver on your route. Uber Eats does not have that. Not to my knowledge, not at the time of filming this video. And frankly, I would like that. For those of you that want predictability, you don't want to have to worry about juggling different offers. Ideally, you'd know what you'd make. And frankly, all of those platforms mentioned do show you what you're going to make ahead of time. So that's nice. Should you drive for Uber Eats in 2026? I'll leave some actual live shifts linked down below. but I think it's a good, app to have. It's free to sign up, right? Use it as you're multi-apping, driving on different apps at the same time. It's not quite as big as DoorDash, but remember, some cities and some marketplaces, for whatever reason, just might prefer Uber Eats. Customers, for whatever reason. Or maybe Uber Eats was better or spent more on marketing, so they got more people to sign up for Uber Eats in your city. Just consider these tips. And of course, there's always new stuff coming down the line from all of these gig apps. So let me know which one of these helps you the most.